like higher resolution, because when you do it on tier maker, you're stuck with like the crappy like tiny version that they got there, and it doesn't look right.
Yeah.
But when I use an image editor, then it means I have a lot more things to work with and things that can go wrong and be dumb. Yeah, hello, Bunger. How are you doing? Move
I've
my
been
mic a
gimped.
little bit closer. You've been gimped. Are you wearing a gimp suit right now? Like Morgapee's biggest fan?
Yes, that's my part-time job, if you didn't know.
I did not know
I
you were the
crawl
live-in
around.
simp. Okay.
Hmm.
That's your job. Sometimes you decide to talk anime with me. Sometimes you take a little bit of time off from your busy schedule so you can watch anime with me.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it.
If I give a bad take, I get shocked.
Every time you have a bad take, you get a shot. Yeah, we're just gonna be talking about mostly the first two episodes. We haven't watched any episode threes yet, even though most of them are all out. This guy here is too busy to watch anime, so we can't actually be up to date on anything.
Yeah,
But also, we
very
watched
big.
40 shows. We watched at least like 40 shows. I don't remember how many it was. I think I got like 36 or 38 on the tier list here today that we're going to talk about. Actually, we have more than that, don't we? We have a bunch of slides. I did not count how many slides. I can go look here in the little presenter view. It says we have uh 42 slides for shows. Okay, so we got 42 slides.
Jeez.
I might not have put all of them on the tier list though. I might have actually forgotten that. I might have messed that up because I don't think I had 42 images. But if I did miss some, it was for shows that we don't care about, so that's fine. That's a-okay.
You say that now, but we'll find out whatever you missed.
We'll find out as we go. Yeah, I'm not gonna take the time to make a new tier list because then I have to go I have to open GIMP back up, and then I have to put the images on a tier list, and then I have to export it, and then I could upload the image back onto the. It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. We'll just talk about the anime. It's
Yes.
pretty
Can you
much going to.
share it?
What'd you say? Oh yeah,
Can you
share
share it
it.
to
Yeah, I
me
can
so I can
share
see
it
the
to you.
slide?
Yeah, you'd ask for the sharing of the tier list, and I was like, no, you idiot, I can't do that. But then you're like, oh yeah, can I have the other thing? It's like, no, you idiot, I can't give you anything. Okay, here's the actual thing. I gave Michael the actual tier list, so he knows what we're actually or not tier list. Sorry, the slides. I gave him the slides. I gave him the slides.
Yeah, I can
Now he
see what
knows
we're
what we're
looking
looking
at.
at. Yeah, this is mostly in alphabetical order from like just A to Z. There's no shows with Z, but yeah, mostly from top to bottom. 100 Scenes of Awajima, I think, is alphabetically first. I'm not sure. We'll find out when we move to the next
Yeah.
slide. Yeah, this is the story of a bunch of girls who go to a prestigious opera school. Like, it's about arts and music. I don't know if they have anything else, but I know, like, especially in the first episode, like, one of the main characters of that episode was somebody who wanted to be an opera singer, but then eventually gave it up. And we have a different perspective with pretty much every episode. We kind of flow from one to another. Like we have this character show up in the story of somebody else, and then we see a story of them next episode, and then we see a story of another person who showed up in that episode, and we just like jump around to different perspectives and seeing these people recount their tales and their times at Awajima. I think it was just called school, the Awajima Opera School. Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah. One of my favorite things about the show was the art style. The art style is really strong. It has this grace to it that is definitely reminiscent of older styles and like more of a film quality to it. Usually the style that modern shows go for is like thicker lines and stuff that's simpler and easier to animate. It's not that the faces for the characters aren't simple, but animating the hair and the flow of their dresses is not quite as simple. And overall the nice like pay or I was gonna say what is the pastel colors look really good, and it's very immersive, and I really like the way the world looks. It's definitely one of the things that gets me most into the show. You didn't really like this one. You checked out on this one.
I mean, it was at the end of an anime session, a very long one, and so I just wasn't paying attention, and this is one of those shows where you need to pay attention.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Is like it is a dialogue heavy show. You're not having people. Well, actually, people do hit each other sometimes. But that's not like the it's not the only thing in the show. You don't have people killing each other. You have petty girls bullying each other over getting roles or not, or like how
Mhm.
like any little thing. It's just like a high school drama cranked up to 11 because you have this highly prestigious school. Everybody wants these top spots in the shows and the plays and whatnot, and they will do anything to get them. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very good. Definitely excited to see where it goes because it seems like we're gonna be seeing stories from all these different people across Awajima. And one thing we do is we go back and forth. We see them in the modern times where these characters are now, and we get their stories intermixed in between, like the stories of how they feel about their days at Awajima. I definitely think it'll be a pretty good binge show. It's definitely gonna be harder to keep track of it over the course of like 3 months, everything that's happening. So I might just like hold this off and wait until the end of the season so I can get a better feel, so I can actually follow the story more easily because it is moderately intricate and you have all these different characters, and Japanese people kind of look the same after a while, so it can be easy to mix them up.
Their haircuts do not make it easier, even if they have the same one 20 years later.
Yeah, it's hard to actually match it up. It's like I can really only match them up by voice. That's really the best I could do. So I definitely find the show fun, but also some parts are a little bit less parsable than they could be. That's another reason like anime goes for like bright hair colors because it's an easy way to make characters identifiable. So yeah, I definitely
Hmm.
think it's a good show, but it's not going to be for everybody, and it might be a little bit better to binge. Yeah. Overall, I give it a good score. I think I gave it like a 7 so far for the first two, something like that. All right. Agents of the Four Seasons, Dance of Spring. This one is interesting because it has like this weird fantasy setup where there are people who they're not actually gods, they're not quite gods, but they are the avatars of the season. They have magical powers to be able to bring in the next season. They're able to bring in spring, bring in summer, fall, winter, and whatnot. So yeah, the it seems like they can get replaced or something. Like I don't know if I don't think it's reincarnation. It's just like another person takes the mantle of the agent of the season or whatever. I don't know. We didn't see enough of like how that actually worked, but apparently the girl for spring was gone, kidnapped, whatever for quite some time. So a certain area of the country, because I guess it's localized as well. Like different areas have agents. Like there's multiple. I don't know if there's multiple agents of spring or if they just have to go around to different shrines. I did not pay enough attention as I should have. Maybe I would have liked it better. There's like it's an interesting premise, but it felt pretty convoluted. I didn't really understand what was going on.
It was. So what I took away from it was seasons change when the agent goes to the shrine and changes it, and it does it within that area. So the entire country's been stuck in winter for as long as literally anyone can remember, because it's been like 8 years since the spring agent has changed the weather.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know how large the region is because it doesn't seem like it's just. It doesn't seem like it's like the entire country. Actually, it seems like there's areas that aren't.
I mean, it would be easier if we lived there, but I think it was like a prefecture that was covered when they she changes one of the seasons to spring, and I think it just covers one of the prefectures.
Yeah, prefecture. Either way, it's like yeah, there's like things that I didn't really understand, and also the seasons are under attack. My seasons are under attack
Literal terrorists are trying to kill them all the time,
constantly,
constantly.
multiple times per episode. I don't have any idea what's going on there. I don't know how it would benefit people for spring to not return at some point. That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I can
Yeah.
understand, I guess, why people would want to assassinate Winter, sort of, but no, like in general, this does not make sense to me. It's like I can see the clock spinning of their idea of how this premise comes to be, but the execution, the fact that we have eco terrorists trying to eliminate entire seasons, when I don't think that would even work because I think like I said, I think it's not reincarnation, but there's like new people that become agents, so it would just be
Yeah,
gone temporarily.
they have this weird thing going on where each season has a village that produces a new agent.
Yeah.
I don't know how it quite works, but yeah, it's a thing that exists. So they do reincarnate basically,
Yeah,
effectively.
effectively, yes. Yeah. So there's always going to be more of them, and then they have like protectors who are like also superhumans that can do insane shit, like deflect bullets or dodge bullets. I don't even know why they're at risk of the terrorists if they can do that. Like, there's so many different things. So many different things. I didn't think it was terrible, but I don't really want to keep watching it, so we dropped this one.
Yeah.
Akane Banashi. This one follows the girl Akane as she watches her father while she grows up, who is really, really into Rakugo. He loves Rakugo. Also, you spelled this with an O, Rakugo.
Isn't it Rakugo?
No, it's
Or
spelled
did I spell
Rakugo.
Rakugo?
You spelled it Rokugo. It's
Ah,
Rakugo.
my bad.
It's Raw. Raw.
Yes.
Like Raw, WWE Raw.
Yeah. I can't defend spelling mistakes.
As you shouldn't. Yeah, her dad really loved Rakugo. He was working hard to be able to get like notarized or like officially accepted as like a journeyman level Rakugo or whatever. I don't know exactly how their
Yeah,
system works. So
he was in his.
basically, he was an apprenticeship kind of.
Yes. He was about to go through his promotion. He was taking a test, doing a performance to promote to be a Shinta or something like that. Just the next level of Rakugo performer. And what ends up happening is he gets axed. The entire group gets axed. It's a big scandal. And Akane is changed. Her life trajectory is changed forever.
Because she saw her dad cry on stage. Or it wasn't on stage, but it was like backstage after the big Rakugo master decides like, you're all shit. None of you pass,
Hmm.
and he has not actually passed anybody in years. I think to the point where she'd come onto the scene and started trying to follow the same path her father did. Right?
No, he does keep passing people
Okay,
afterwards. It was just, he was
that
like, fuck your
class.
father specifically.
I think it was that class. Like when he watched her father's performance, he was like, "All these people are so bad." I think he failed people who he didn't even see at that point as well.
No, it was he
Oh, he
saw
was
them
taking them.
all.
Okay,
He
he was
just
the
didn't
last one
like
then.
yeah,
Okay.
he didn't like any of them, and then when her father's coach asked why, he was like, "Fuck that guy specifically."
Yeah, that was his answer. Fuck that guy specifically.
Yeah, so he ended up getting a real job, and 16, or I guess 8 years later, she's a 16-year-old and is able to do Rakugo professionally.
Yeah, like he didn't die or anything. He's very much alive. He just has heart broken and now he can't he wasn't allowed to pursue Rakugo anymore because he was the that old guy was the gatekeeper. So now she's going to
Yeah.
train, she's going to try to become the ultimate Rakugo and she wants to pass and actually fulfill her father's wish. Yeah, and this is basically just a sports show for nerds, for people that like obscure Japanese humor. And honestly, I think it's pretty good. I think it does it really well. And like the
Yeah,
little
it does.
the little tag I had here is fighting with words and emotions isn't so strange for show and protagonists, is it? And honestly, no, it isn't. Yeah, the characters are obviously feel very different. Like the way they present their Rakugo humor, the way they tell stories. The show does a really good job of adding flair and effects to show how like the audience feels and the emotions it captures and like the character that they're displaying and stuff. It makes it easier to follow along than the last Rakugo show I tried out, which was like the raccoon
Mhm.
one. I don't remember exactly what
Yeah,
the title was, but there's like a raccoon that was
Raccoon
trying to do
Rakugo.
yeah, raccoon that was trying to do Rakugo. That one just wasn't as engaging. I ended up dropping that one. But this one, it's presented better here. I think the characters are much more compelling. She has a clear goal, what she wants to get done here. I like it a lot.
I think specifically it helps that there's people commenting on it, like they do in JoJo, they're commenting on the battle instead of
Yeah, they're
participating.
they're commenting like pointing out the qualities of their performances. Yeah,
Yeah. The qualities, the strategies that go into picking the story and how they perform it. It all helps a lot. I read quite a bit of the manga for this one, so I'm spoiled for what comes ahead, but I know it's going to be good for at least this season.
yeah. Okay. So did you not read all the manga, or do you just think the starting bit of
Oh, I
it was the
I fell
best?
off after a while. Yeah,
Okay.
I they did like a hiatus and I fell off.
Okay. But yeah, I felt really good about that. Definitely one of my top shows or this season. And then we have Always a Catch, which is a villainous show of a type. Yeah, Maria was born into a family of only daughters. But when her mother has a boy, she gets kicked out and gets told to kick rocks and go get a husband because she's not the heir anymore. Yeah, this leads to her spending some time with her friend in a different kingdom, and she immediately gets dumped by a man the prince of that kingdom, who comes up to her and says, "I'm calling off our engagement," when they were never engaged in the first place. They'd never met each other before, because he was actually engaged to her friend instead. He was engaged to her friend, and he thought that our main character was actually her friend because he needs glasses. So yeah, she slap him? I'm pretty sure she slapped him.
Um, I
Yeah, I'm
don't
pretty sure
recall.
like she slaps him, is like, "You need to get glasses, idiot." When most people would not be willing to stand up to the prince at all. But because she did, he actually gains more interest in her because he didn't want to be with her friend anyways. Then it makes him like rethink his whole thing he's got going on. He's like, "Wow, that girl's kind of cool." And then at the end of episode 2, we learned that her family is known for being excellent martial artists, which feels very reminiscent of a show from like 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, or maybe it was a year
Yes.
ago even. But yeah, may I ask for one final thing, which was from last year, that had a noble girl who also liked to punch things, but she also had a bunch of other powers like time stopping. She just did insane stuff. This one seems to be more grounded. She is just a good martial artist. I don't know if we're gonna get into like insane like isekai level shenanigans, but the relationship between her and Renato, which is like the main prince guy, it felt pretty good. It felt like they bounced off each other well. They had like good little bits of banter and whatnot. It felt like they got along pretty well. They would be a good fit for each other. Yeah, I liked their relationship. I liked the comedy. I liked what it was doing. I was happy with the show. It's one I plan to keep watching.
Same. It's fun.
Yeah. And then we had an observation log of my fiance who calls herself a villainess. Another one of these villainous shows. And this one is that it reverses two tropes. Our reincarnated villainess wants to be the evilest villainess possible in the worst way possible. And then she also tells her fiance that she's reincarnated and starts spoiling him about future plot events. Yeah, this one I thought this was pretty fun. I think it's a good spin on the like villainous genre. And by being the evilest villainess, she gets herself in more trouble than the trouble she actually causes. She might be slightly retarded because
Definitely.
yeah, the reason she says she actually wants to do all these evil things is so that the prince will be scot free and he'll be able to cast himself off from her, and then he can marry the real protagonist of the show, or the real protagonist of the Otome game. So she wants to fulfill her role to the best of her ability, so the prince can have a happy ending. That's like explicitly what she wants to accomplish. But because of her earnestness and her adorableness and her terribleness at being evil, the prince ends up falling deeply in love with her. And we see the story from his perspective as she does all these stupid and silly things to try to be a villainess, and often relies on him, who is very much the perfect Otome game protagonist who does everything well, to bail her out of these dumb situations like trying to become friends with pedophiles, pedophile human traffickers, to advance the story. So yeah, that's where we're at with this one.
Yeah, she's gonna be doing lots of silly things. Glad to keep watching it.
Yeah, not too complicated. That is basically the entire show. I found this to be a good comedy. I think I'd give it like a 7. Yeah, definitely happy with this one so far. A good first impression. Uh, like maybe like one of these two villain shows. Maybe I'll drop off one of them. But I think I've seen enough to assume they'll probably keep going for both of them. I don't see a reason
Yeah,
to
they're
drop them
different
again.
enough that they're not fulfilling the same
They're
niche.
not stepping on each other's toes here. Yeah. And Botan Kamina fully blossoms when drunk. Yeah, very simple, I wouldn't say very simple, but just a very laid back slice of life show where people drink and smoke their lives away. Yeah, move-in day for Botan Kamina as she's ready for a new dorm life, and her resident advisor Ibuki, like the was this her second year? I guess I assume, because usually
No,
she's the first year
she
too.
skipped a year because she didn't pass the entrance exam,
Oh,
so she is an adult,
oh, that's interesting.
or she can legally drink.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember if I don't remember what the drinking age was in Japan, if it's 18 or 20, because I don't think it's 21, because I think
It's 20.
America's, yeah, 20. Yeah, her resident advisor Buki drinking a highball alone on the bench. And through some persuasion, she gets a sip and they start being friends. And now they're drinking buddies and they get introduced to more girls that do other things for their vices.
Mhm. And through these connections, he starts again to love triangles or really just maybe just friendship triangles. So it's all very fun, cute, and addictive.
Yeah, there's definitely some Yuri baiting here. It's not like so crazy or anything, but that's what happens usually when you got a lot of cute girls doing addictive things, I guess. Yeah, the structure is definitely familiar for a slice of life show. I think the animation was quite good. It definitely kept me entranced. I like the setting of them exploring different vices because people like drinking specific things or people like smoking. Apparently, some people really enjoy their cigar. Or I don't think they're cigars even. It was just cigs. Yeah, some people just like
Mm-hmm.
really enjoy doing specific things in their time off. And I don't think we didn't get introduced to the guitar girl yet. I don't think, or she didn't bring out the guitar yet. I may have missed it, but
Episode 2 was in 5 frames a minute for me, okay? I don't know what happened.
yeah, I don't know what happened. So you're gonna have to rewatch that. That's too bad for you.
Oh, well.
And then I said, the girls themselves being cute means early onset lung cancer is just the price of admission. Yeah, they're gonna indulge in things they probably shouldn't, and they're gonna have a fun time doing it, and they're gonna die at 55. It's sad for them, but good for us.
We won't care about them by the time they're 55.
Yeah, they're hags anyways. It's okay if they die. Oh yeah, I did finish this one up. Yeah, I'd forgot I was gonna put something there. I was actually mostly just gonna be talking about how I did like the character design, so that's fine. Yeah, the plot
Oh, yeah, they're
is
very good.
we have twins born under a full moon or something. They're born under some magical thing, prophecy. Two twins are born under prophecy that said they
Mhm.
would bring ruin to the world or to their mountain, some such like that. That's not too important. But now we went forward in time and they're 18. He has become a successful hunter for his clan on this secluded, like magically secluded mountain village. Like they have a whole barrier set up and everything to prevent outsiders from coming in and making their way there. Yeah, he's a successful hunter, and they're kind of like what you say, like late feudal age. They don't have electricity or
Yeah.
anything. They have a couple things from the outside that they have specifically brought in, but they live a very old style lifestyle, more like the Amish. Honestly, I wonder if they
Mhm.
are like actually. We didn't get too much into it, but they may even be a literal, a very literal type of Amish people, except supported by magic.
It seemed like they were just secluded
Yeah.
for, like, unknown reasons to now for
Well,
now.
and it seems like, and they did intentionally. Obviously, they intentionally tried to seclude themselves from the world, even though the outer world, both their world, I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to avoid all the magic shenanigans other people got going on. Maybe it was because of the twins, even something like that. But they live a very ancient lifestyle, just like simple like simple farmers. They don't have
Mhm.
any like advanced weaponry, or let's get some weaponry or what else. Just they don't have modern conveniences and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, then one day,
Yeah.
modern Japanese government attack them in helicopters and destroy their barrier, revealing his life he's been living was actually a lie because the woman he thought was his sister was not actually his sister. His real sister actually grew taller than him. She actually got proper
Mhm.
nutrition because she wasn't eating beets for her entire life. And introduces him to the new world of magic, monsters, and mystery. Yeah, we have two different, or we have his sister specifically has like some kind of just kaboosh magic where she just gets to flick her fingers and make stuff explode, and then
Mhm.
her partner that she'd come to capture Yuru with had these big teeth that she can use for just attacking people or defending herself, and they can also fly around. And she can jump on them. Yeah. Basically, just like different people are attuned to different spirits, and they have them, and then they can use them to their benefit.
Yeah. I wanted to compare it to, like, JoJo or even Chainsaw Man, but it's kind of just its own thing for now.
Yeah, it's definitely not quite stands because there's like a mix of different magics because like his sister very much
Mhm.
does not have the same kind of like just stands style spirit, and then Yuru gets access to, or he is endowed with the spirits, uh, or the spirits protecting the guardian spirits of the village, who are just called left and right.
It seems like there are already these spirits that exist and you're making contracts with them,
Yeah.
but
So
they're more personal contracts.
yeah, very much a mix like between Chainsaw Man. Actually, honestly, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's too different. Honestly, Chainsaw Man might have been somewhat inspired by this, since I assume it came out probably like a decade ago or something. Because like
I would have to look it up.
Full Metal ended like almost like 15 years ago, didn't it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see when it started, because I feel like this is probably a little bit older from manga. See, I don't know anything about it. Oh, it actually started in 2021, so it's actually rather new. I wonder what else the mangaka was working on. Yeah, I actually don't know any other works outside of Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, I never watched like Silver Spoon, which is another one that she made. Works. Apparently, it was making Raiden 18. I'd never heard of that. No idea if it was good or not. Yeah, author had a couple different mangas. Apparently, actually, they have still one that's like a uh, another little comedy series or something that's still ongoing. Either way, it's not that important. Yeah, the
Mhm.
Demons of Shadow Realm is actually pretty new. It's only just new enough that it can get a, or it's only been just running long enough to get an anime. I heard there's another Shonen Jump property that's going to be getting an anime like 4 years after its launch. It was like one that's pretty popular. You might have heard what it was called, Bunger, because I don't remember the name off the top of my head. I just saw it on Twitter.
I don't think it's 4 years old, but I think it's called Kagurabachi.
Yeah, it's going to be 4 years
I
old
think it's
because it's
only like
coming out next year.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be have run for 4 years when it releases the anime.
People have been pretending that show's good since before the first chapter of the manga came out.
Like they just heard it was announced. Who made it? Is there somebody special that made it?
No. No, it's, like, the least special shonen out there. I kinda hate it.
Yeah. But yeah, I would ask is like I've heard people say that it's not really that good. People are not very impressed with Demons of the Shadow Realm. They say like hey, it's not really close to FMA. But honestly, for me, it doesn't have to be. And also, from what I've seen so far, it seems like an interesting little world to jump into. It doesn't seem to be like a super unique action series or anything, but I like the art a lot. It's very well animated. It feels like there's plenty of different directions they could take it. And the fact that it looks like they're going to actually end up working together at some point, even though they seem a little bit adversarial right now. So I'd like to see what happens there to cause that. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with Demons of the Shadow Realm. I don't have any reason not to be. I think the first episodes are very good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Aaron the Southpaw.
Ooh,
We
ugh. We just know bad show.
yeah, we jump to these characters when they're in high school. I think we see like little bits of flashback because apparently they knew each other further back and stuff and whatnot. But yeah, this guy he wants to become a graphic designer and he sucks at art. He's a terrible artist, like very obviously so. I think they were intentionally trying to make something ugly and hideous when he was like doing murals and whatnot. Aaron rightfully recognizes that his art is terrible and trashes him constantly. He deserves it.
Yeah.
But I really did not enjoy the show. I think we watched 2 episodes of it because we just wanted to see what was going on. It's like the first episode, I was like, I don't really feel too good about watching this. This seems kind of dumb. Then we checked out episode 2 and it was not any better. And then we're like, that's gone. We're not watching more of this.
They squeeze a lot of plot points into these 2 episodes, so the whole 2nd episode is just him going to the school and then graduating from that school and getting into an actual art school.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that's an entire fucking episode. Just that's, like, 3 months of his life squeezed into 1 episode.
Yeah, and it
None
definitely
of it's good.
feels like I put down for the plot. It feels like we got a weird little gay love triangle where the main character, Aaron, Mog's Koichi in skill and Sayuri in beauty, leaving both of them unsatisfied. But she's depressed because her dad killed himself, so nobody's happy.
Literally nobody wants to live in this show.
Yeah, Koichi is terrible at art. He falls in love with Aaron, even though Sayuri wants to be in love with Koichi. And she's also kind of in love with Aaron, but Aaron doesn't want to be in love with anybody. So it just it all kind of falls apart. It doesn't it doesn't feel very it doesn't feel like we have good forward progress to be like, okay, this is what this character wants to get done. Like, because mostly because I don't like Koichi, and Aaron doesn't really have doesn't feel passionate about art, even though she's good at it. So
I I have an idea of why that is, of why this feels so unsatisfying. It's because it's gonna skip 15 years into the future, and they need to set up something where nothing can change in those 15 years, and we can just jump ahead.
yeah, we need to have them like
Mm.
go on their life course and go be adults in the real world because we're gonna like I think I would assume like the third episode is just gonna skip ahead all the way to like late like mid adulthood.
It could. I mean, it just could.
Yeah, yeah. Then I did have the thing. It's just Aaron. What the fuck is her problem? Your dad died like some odd years ago, and you were still on that. You still like hate bad artists for whatever reason, and you don't actually want to try to improve your own art. You just get mad at other people for sucking at art.
Yeah, but they deserve it.
Yeah. And also, like Koichi can somehow do good art, but also he's terrible at the same time, and he doesn't want to try unless Aaron bullies him. What a sad, lonely faggot. Yeah, the show was a little bit funny to hate on while watching it, but like otherwise, I did not want to watch any more of it. I was done. This one got a negative score from me, dog. I would not
I
recommend it.
don't think this is even, like, fun to hate watch. It's just boring.
Well, it's fun for the little
And
bit, but no, I wouldn't want to watch 3, 4, 5 episodes of this even.
I think it's boring with pockets of, like, "Wow, they really just did that
They
shit."
really just did that. That's true. That's a good way to describe it, I think. Farming Life in Another World 2, Season 2.
Woo!
Yeah, this one is man dies and is reincarnated, and he gets gifted in like his isekai perk. Excuse me. It's a magical farming tool which can turn into anything he needs it to. It can be a like a watering can. It can be a hoe. It can be an axe. It can be a spear. I think it turned into a spear once too.
Mhm.
Yeah, it can turn into whatever he needs it to be. He doesn't really have any danger. And so he just starts living the life he wants to live and has sex with a lot of monster girls. They cut that out of the actual anime. It only happens like a couple times because he has a baby on the way with a little vampire girl, which is adorable. And later on, he
As
gets
far as I'm
kids. He
concerned,
gets kids
it's
with
canon.
all of them. Yeah, he gets kids with all of them eventually. Yeah. It's just a continuation of season one. We have him continuing to grow his village into actual multiple villages for differently abled people, being the minotaurs and centaurs who cannot live in normal lodging because their body shapes are just like not compatible with everybody else. Yeah, it is ostensibly a power fantasy. It is like the isekai I love to bash so much. The guy is hideously overpowered. He can do whatever he wants. But yeah, what he chooses to do with it, I think, is just more endearing to me. It's something more I would like to actually watch. I like watching him just go about his life and just enjoying what life has to offer. Just like, because he was like this typical overworked salaryman. He's like, I just want to have a peaceful life. I just want to live and enjoy the world as it is without having to worry about deadlines or anything. I just want to live, and he gets to do that now.
Yeah, this isn't an isekai where he goes to another world and instantly has a harem. This isn't one where he goes to another world and starts grinding for 5,000 years for no reason. He gets to another world, is like, "I wanna farm, so I'm gonna do that," and starts building the life he wants to live immediately, and it takes time for him to grow his village. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, and he just like slowly picks up new companions all over the place, and then he gets the giant horde of elves who want to suck him dry, and that's pretty entertaining. Yeah, it's a different kind of wish fulfillment, and this is the kind that I find more entertaining. This is more what I want. I don't need a bunch of these shows, but I like having these shows.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty good stuff. I think it fulfills what it wants to do quite well. But there's plenty of people who just won't want this; they'll want something else, and that's fair enough. Just like the Food Diary Mismade, it's very much of the same kind of. It's just a person living their life, enjoying what is around to offer, and for her, it's just food. She wants to just try a bunch of different types of food, and she is forced to spend her days enjoying food for like a year or 2 years or whatever. It's actually kind of supposed to be a made test or whatever, Like there's nothing actually wrong back home, but for whatever reason, like her master decided he wanted to have her live in Japan for a year eating food. Because we see like some little cutaways to the master over in Europe or whatever who says like, oh, the castle's under renovation, you're going to be unemployed for a year. So there's like a little bit more plot going on with that, but overall it's just every day is just going to be her like eating some food, walking around Japan. It's not, it's just not very ambitious. I didn't find the characters particularly fun to follow, so it was just kind of a whatever for me.
It felt a lot like, the washing show last season, if you're
Yeah, washed it all away.
whatever it was called. Yeah, Wash It All Away. But, again, less interesting characters, not, like, any plot going on whatsoever, and she's in a different place every week, so it's not like it's cohesive.
I also think the hobby aspect of her washing stuff is just unique enough, and like running like a laundromat kind of thing basically. And she's also like a dry cleaner, but she did all of that stuff, like all this type of cleaning stuff. She has a little bit more variety of the actions she's doing, and she's, instead of just indulging in things, she's actually doing things that help people and wash it all away, which I found to be more engaging.
Mhm.
So yeah, I found Wash It All Away to be a better type of this like kind of hobbyist show, and this one was, it's not like it's terrible or anything, I just didn't find it entertaining. Some people may, they can give it a shot if they want, if they're looking for this type of show, check it out. I would assume lots of people, it's just not going to be that entertaining for them, but some people will like it.
It really at some point, we've all watched Guy Fieri and have his, like, he's eating some food, we're seeing his cute reactions to it, but, I've seen enough of that. I don't need anime doing it too.
All right. Yeah, gals can't be kind to otaku. It's funny we have these back to back. They definitely have some crossover with what they want to accomplish, but I think the show and Farming Life both do it better. They both do what they're trying to get done better. And this one is even more hobbyist focused. This is like otaku hobby focused. Particularly Ichiji helps, yeah, the blonde character Ichiji helps herself to Seo's eraser in class, revealing his interest in a childish anime called Glittermon, which is like a mix between, I don't know if it's like Precure or just like magical girls generally, but it's mixed between one of those things and Pokemon, which is very much like a little girl, is meant to be like a little girl's series. And then we learn that Ichiji's friend Amane accidentally exposes her own otaku cred and shared interest with Glittermon, which leads to them hanging out more and more, going out on little dates together. And it's not particularly romantic, it's mostly just people being friends and having fun. And they don't really care about the fact that they are socially seem different. It's, they like the same thing and they both enjoy it. So why not talk about it together? Yeah, and then I have the men are easy. Just be nice to them. Many women fail at this simple task. Because that's really all it takes. Is just be nice to them, and also be interested in all of their weird geeky hobbies, and they'll go a long way. Yeah, romance will
Yeah.
probably come into play eventually. I accidentally wrote Akane. That might have actually been
Hmm.
a typo. I'm not sure. Yeah, I accidentally wrote Kane instead of Amane. But yeah, the character's name is Amane. I really like the brown hair Wallenstein. I like that a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, even if they don't develop romantic stuff, I think the cuteness, the little bit of comedy here and there, just them going through their daily life activities, I think that's entertaining enough for me, and I like what it's gotten done so far. So I don't need it to be pushing the romance, but I think it probably will go there eventually.
It definitely will. I think it's well set up. They're just getting to know each other at this point, so it isn't super over the top with it.
Yeah, even if they're people who wouldn't normally interact with each other, the fact that is like their friendship is blooming very naturally. They don't have any like silly contrived scenario to push them forward. They just genuinely want to hang out with other people that like the same thing and they enjoy talking to each other. Yeah, I think it's cute. I like it. I'll keep watching it. Ghost concert missing songs. This one was very strange, and
Mm.
the concept for the world it was not what I expected it to be. I assumed it was going to be some kind of action thing. Like, yeah, you see the people on the cover with weapons, and they're like, okay, so they're going to use like the power of song, and like they're going to fight spirits or something. And that does happen, but also the world, the world they outlawed singing. There's like chips or like stuff. There's stuff that they can use in people's houses and whatnot to detect if you're singing or not. Say,
And then they just kill you.
then they just send drones to kill you. Then they just send drones to kill you. And also, these spirits that they fight can actually just possess people, and then you can sing with them to exorcise them, or you can also just like use spirit weapons or something. It's pretty convoluted how all of this ties
Yeah.
in together. The whole world is very strange. Even if you watch it, I don't think you're gonna get that great of an idea in just one episode of how exactly how this world is supposed to work. Uh,
It felt like, a cross between Pels of Reincarnation and all the singing shows.
there's like a little aspect of that, mostly because the idea that we'll get to it later, but Pell's Reincarnation also has the idea of like, because we have spirits, like we have like Nero, or not Nero, sorry, it was Caesar and what was the other guy with Cleopatra? I forgot what the other guy was.
In this show, we had Vlad the Impaler and Cleopatra.
No, there was like two guys because there was the and the two guys that like the guy that killed himself with Cleopatra.
I thought that was Vlad.
No,
You mean real life?
yes, in real life, Mark
I don't
Antony
know.
is Mark
Oh,
Antony.
okay.
Yeah, it was like Caesar and Mark Antony and Cleopatra in episode one, and then she like kind of fused with the spirit of Cleopatra, and then they sung together, and then that put Antony and Caesar to rest. But also they're actually with her now, and then they support her in battle. I don't know how that's supposed to. Caesar showed up again. I don't know why. I thought I thought his spirit was gonna be settled, but then he showed up and again. I was like, wait, what? and
And
then
he was
she
a red unit, now he's a blue unit.
and then she sung with like she sung against some other guy, and he decided like, so this, yeah, you did good. And then he was like, okay, I'm gonna leave now, and then he just fucks off. It was a very weird show. I did not understand what was going on. We dropped it after two
Yeah.
episodes. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting when I started watching, but it wasn't this.
It wasn't good, is what it was.
Haibara's Teenage New Game Plus. Haibara is a loser, and then when he wishes to go back in time 7 years, he gets the chance to live his high school days the right way, mainly by not being a fat pig.
Mhm.
Uh, Michael's first contribution to the document. I fucking hate light novels.
Okay, he says that, but I wrote, like, half the plot descriptions up till now that he didn't read. But yeah, I fucking hate light novels. You get this feeling while you're watching this show that he's trying to juggle, like, 6 side characters. And you know how skilled you have to be to write a book where you introduce 6 characters at the same time and make me care about them? He didn't do that. Light novelists can't do that. It is the worst format to do anything.
Light novels, the worst format, which is letters on a page.
Yeah.
The main gimmick of the plot actually doesn't matter. It could he if he just woke up one day and decided he was going to change himself during high school and become popular, that would be the exact same gimmick. The gimmick does not matter at all. Like we basically drop it immediately. It doesn't do it. It doesn't do anything. This is yeah, this is a power fantasy just set in real life instead of fantasy, and there's like nothing interesting going on. It's just the guy tried to live his high school life, and there's girls who are attracted to him because he's not fat anymore.
It's really funny because they pull this thing where he's like, "Oh yeah, because I kept training all throughout high school at basketball, I'm actually really good now that I'm skinny." It's like, what, you were playing but you just couldn't stop eating?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, didn't like this one. Dropped it with prejudice.
Mhm.
Ichijiyoma Menkitsu Garashi. Yeah, a little girl from the countryside gets to attend. She sees a flyer that says she could attend a prestigious school in the city. When she arrives, she finds her dorm accommodations are anything but normal, and her having been granted a scholarship to live in a manga cafe, which she also has to work in at the same time to get her through school. This is basically entrapment, but also
Well,
she stays because she wants to go to school there.
I think it's more akin to prison with how small the rooms are.
Yeah, because you have to live in like this tiny like this little dorm they show in the picture. That's how big it is. That's your living space. You have a little computer and you have little racks for clothes and you have like a futon. That's it.
Hmm. I mean, there's some decently funny jokes, like she only gets to live there because the girl mistakes her for a famous mangaka.
Yeah, the ditzy airhead rich girl thinks that she's famous. And then she just she is unable to convince her that she isn't. She thinks she's just joking or lying to try to hide what she is, but she doesn't realize she's just telling the truth the whole time. Also, there's a lot of panty shots, and, like other like lewd bits to it. So yeah, there's definitely some other people could find entertaining here. It's not a bad series. It's just I didn't really find enough there that I wanted to keep going with it.
Same.
Yeah, it's pretty okay. Definitely worth giving it an episode. Check it out. It might really hit with you. Yeah, worth checking out. I don't think it's worth watching for me. So yeah, moving on. I made friends with the second prettiest girl in my class. Yeah, just this and this is another wish fulfillment power fantasy in real life. Average loser gets talking to the two prettiest girls in class. He doesn't hit it off with either of them until one day he's alone with Umi, the second prettiest girl in class, and he begins to hit it off with her. Yeah, I mean their relationship makes sense. They play off each other just fine, but the other aspects of the show just don't really have anything. I think the relationship is okay, but I don't think it's that entertaining. It doesn't have the same hijinks going on that other romances would. The comedy isn't really anything special. There's like little bits here and there I liked of each episode, but yeah, not enough to really keep me entertained.
You see, all you have to do to get the girl, and this is why I learned from the show, is take her to a video store and happen to pick the one that she wanted to watch.
That's all it takes. Yeah, that's how they
Yeah,
happen upon each other.
her entire personality is shark movies. He happened to pick the shark movie.
Yeah, and then they
He
just
won
like,
the lottery.
and then they just start doing other nerdy stuff together. It's just like, yeah, it's like I know it's a common trope is like that's how the people actually get friends is because oh the girl does exactly what you like doing. Isn't that so cool that this hot girl likes what you're into, weird otaku? But you have to have a little bit more than that. It has to be like the character dynamics have to be a little bit stronger and character designs could be a little bit better too. Yeah,
Yeah, right. They had only met like 2 times before they hit it off.
yeah, that's
There
way
needs to be
more
at least three.
realistic. Way more realistic that way. Yeah, it's just like there's a lot of shows in this genre or this archetype, and yeah, it doesn't stand out at all.
Also, notice that's a PS5 controller and they're watching movies. Okay, they're not playing games.
He actually has a game though. The blue
They
one's
ain't playing it.
the blue one's a game. Actually, I think it is. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, yes, that is a PlayStation game.
Yeah, one of the only such to exist. One of the few in existence. Uh, yeah, it's like it's a very mid show. It does exactly what you think it's gonna do. Some people really love this type of thing, apparently because they make a bunch of them, but not enough for me to keep watching it.
Yeah.
And then there was I want this
Ooh.
loved game to end. This was the last show released of the season of the ones that we're actually going to check out, and there might have been something after that. But this is the last one I had
Yeah,
on my list.
we're not watching the My Hero finale, okay? Fuck off.
No. This is just a Love is War ripoff, but it's not funny.
Yeah.
That's the entire show. They are trying to get each other to confess. It's the exact same setup, except it's not funny. So yeah, there's like nothing here. It's just two people refusing to get in a relationship with each other even though they like each other. That's all it is. I don't know why you'd want to get blue balled for like multiple seasons when there's nothing funny here. It's just like there was not a single joke in the entire first episode that made me laugh. So yeah, this had no value. Burn It with Fire, one of my most hated shows this season. Another show that I probably could have hated more, but I just like felt nothing while watching it. It's just like, yeah,
Mhm.
uh huh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
It was like, yeah, yeah. Is this gonna happen? Then we look it up and it doesn't happen. Oh, okay.
It's like I guess I wasn't really that interested in that plotline, anyways. I mean, yeah. A guy gets de-aged after getting stung by a genetically engineered wasp, which is connected to like this big bad group of organization. Even though he's an assassin, so he's also kind of an evil organization. But this is good because it gets him a new job that just opened up. Coincidentally, definitely not entirely because he got de-aged. Definitely not connected at all. Where he must infiltrate a middle school to not stand out. Also, his manager or like his handler, his wife. And then he like gets in fight. He gets in a fight at school, which definitely should have exposed him, but he like somehow got out of it. I don't even. I can't even explain. I can't begin to explain how he didn't get spotted or people didn't find out that he was like some superpowered assassin. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is just made for female pedophiles. I don't really see any other reason for the show to exist. It's like so people can creep on this poor innocent little child.
I think it'd be very funny if he got back together with the ex-wife handler.
Yeah, even though he's like only 14, like at the end of the
Mhm.
series. She's like, oh, and I find you very attractive now for some reason. I didn't think the action was very good. I don't think it was very funny. I thought it was just incredibly bland. So yeah, easy drop.
Yeah.
Killed again, Mr. Detective. I didn't really pay attention to shit that was going on here. All I knew is the guy dies. Uh, the person who killed him tries to kill one of his friends, and then they stop it. Not really through any of his actions, actually entirely through his maid's action. She's the one that stops it. She wears gloves that don't go all the way down to her wrists, and then a plane crashes into the cruise ship that they're on. Like not just like any plane, like a full like a 747 airliner.
That his dad happened to be on.
Yep.
His dad did a 9/11.
Is there anything else you want to explain about the plot?
Um, no, he kind of just solves a mystery, but not really.
He didn't
He
really
gets attacked by
he didn't
someone.
actually do anything to solve it.
He gets attacked by someone, he dies. He figures out that the killer's gonna attack his friend next, and he runs over to them, and the killer's attacking her. So, like, that's all he does.
And
Nothing else
like I
happens.
said, he doesn't actually intervene to like he gets in the way and stops her from being killed, but he doesn't actually stop the person. He doesn't actually stop the
Mhm.
person himself. He's not capable of that. He's not competent enough. Yeah, I thought this is terrible. Like having the airplane crash into the cruise ship was just it made me check out immediately.
Yeah.
Just slop television like 911.
It's It's just that whatever the fucking song is. That fucking Out of the Ordinary song.
Out of the ordinary into the
You're
extraordinary.
taking me down.
The ordinary into the extraordinary.
Brace for impact.
Fucking meteorites raining down. Do you remember seeing the trailer for B NATO?
I do. Be NATO.
Did you watch that actual episode? Because I know your parents watched that shit.
Oh, we did not watch that show for one. I only know it from the trailers. But you and me went and we watched like we skipped through that episode.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay, that's why I remember it more
Bees like caught
clearly.
on fire and there were fire bees.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's the exact same. It's structured in the exact same way.
Yeah.
It's horrid. Do not watch the show. Curio Fan Club. This is another one that like it kind of crept up out of nowhere, and I was like, wow, this is actually kind of one of my favorite shows of the season.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't know if they were specifically friends before or if they became friends because of. I think they became friend if they became friends because of liking Curio, both of them liking him. That would be better. But yeah, they continue to develop their friendship at the very least over being obsessed with the same guy. They spend days stalking him or writing love songs about his organs or trying to collect pieces of his clothing and then kind of chickening out because they don't really want to talk to him, but they like watching him.
Yeah.
Yeah. They still have trouble being truthful about their feelings towards him and with each other, as we see at the end of episode 2. And I
Mhm.
think it was ridiculous enough and silly enough that it felt real. The way the girls obsess over him is over the top, but it ends up feeling pretty human. I could imagine, maybe not like exactly this, but the way I talk about things with my friends when I was younger, like in the little edgy, like transition or transitory years, like
Yes,
the
yes, good word.
whatever they call what do they call that anyways for like Japan.
Cute girls doing cute things.
No, I was thinking about the Chuni. Yeah, the Chuni era, basically.
Mhm. Yeah, they are definitely doing that over this guy.
Yeah, and I thought it was
And
like,
there
I thought it was pretty funny. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say there are hints at their real feelings towards him, and I think it's gonna develop like some good drama beats, some actual like heartfelt good drama beats, and I'm excited to see the show continue being good.
Yeah, it seems like the one with orange. Like we don't really know how the one with black hair feels because she was talking about how she was lying about her feelings for Curio. We don't know
Yeah.
exactly what that means. There's a couple different ways it could go, but we do know that the orange hair one genuinely does love him. She's just scared about either confessing her feelings or how it will change her relationship with her friend. And that's something I
Mhm.
commented on here is like how much of their love for him is being fed by how much they like being friends with each other, and if this love takes the place of some hobby for them, or if they genuinely are, like how much they genuinely love him.
We also you don't see it in this cover, but Kirio has a best friend who's more of a character than Kirio, and he is definitely in love with one of the two girls.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely room for both of them to have a happy ending, which would be nice. And that's I'd
Mhm.
say that's probably where it should go eventually. But the path on their way to getting there is the fun of it. The journey is better than destination.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think the show is going to do that pretty well. I'm very excited to watch the show this season. It's probably going to be one of the best this season for me. Yeah, definitely one of my top recommendations. One of my bottom recommendations, or one of my bottom most non-recommended pieces. Kojima. Why sing when you can warble? A boy meets a disgusting monster that he convinces his parents to let move in. His brothers are shut in. And it's pretty obvious the disgusting monster is going to get him out of whatever rut he's in. That one's one you wrote, obviously.
Yes. Um, yeah, so it is exactly as the description says. We have a disgusting creature that like is 8 feet tall.
It's not that tall.
Um,
It's like 6.5 feet tall though.
yes, it is a I mean, it looks 8 feet because Japanese people are short, but yes, it is a disgusting. I can't even describe it, man.
It's just this weird penguin thing. We see a
But
flashback
it's
of when he's.
not.
It's kind of a penguin. It looks kind of like a penguin bird thing. I don't know. It's weird. Just like apparently this Russian guy rescued him when he was a kid, and then when he was a baby. It being Kojima, I think. Yeah. Then it went to Japan, like Sylvia in Japan. It does a bunch of silly stuff. I don't like it at all. I hated this thing.
Mhm.
Ugh, just absolutely disgusting.
It's trying to be a comedy, like a feel-good comedy about a weird creature learning to like well, not even a weird creature, but just it's about the brother coming out of his room
Coming out of a
and the
shell.
creature, like, helping the brother get him out of the room.
Yeah. The first way they did that is that he built a bamboo sobu uh delivery system.
Mhm.
He built a bamboo sobu delivery system so they could enjoy time together while he's still in his room. This is like one of the weirdest shows of the season. I wouldn't say the weirdest shows I've ever seen because I've seen some weirder stuff, but yeah, this show I did not like it at all. I would not recommend it. If you just want stuff that's eccentric for the sake of it, I guess you can check it out for that. But no, I didn't like it. Kusunoki's Gardens of the Gods. This is one that you liked it. I just really didn't get into it. It's like a guy who comes to back to his hometown who has extremely powerful exorcism powers. He doesn't really know that yet.
Yeah.
So what would you say about it?
Well, just through random happenstance, he accidentally uses his exorcism powers to help out some spirits, some mountain goats and shit. And so they start living at his place, and we see, slice of life shit happen. My only issue with the show is that he isn't really doing anything in it. He just kind of experiences the stuff that happens around him. He isn't building the life he wants at all. And that's why I'm fully okay dropping it. But like if I was just watching the show by myself, I'd probably just stick around for the ride.
Yeah, he's not really a very active protagonist. He has things happen to him more often than not. So yeah, I agree with that
Yeah.
assessment. I
It's
did.
called Garden of the Gods. The gods just show up.
Yeah, there's some little cute moments here and there, but overall, it was not enough to keep me entertained. So I was just like, Phoop. There's too many shows this season that are kind of mediocre. So yeah, I dropped.
Hmm.
This one was not mediocre at all. This one was actively terrible. Liar Game. Some company gave a bunch of different people more billion yen, and at the end of the month, they need to be able to return that money to the organizers, and they're allowed to keep any money they steal from other contestants. Uh, then I have to ask: this company loaned out how much liquid capital because they're running a game, and then what do they do if they can't collect? I mean, I think everybody should know the old adage: if you owe the bank $1,000, that's your problem. If the bank, or yeah, if you owe the bank $10 million, that's the bank's problem. So, like, what if the contestants literally spend all the money? They can't get it back. They just spend the money on like goods that they obviously cannot refund for like the proper costs, like they buy a boat or something.
Yeah.
You're not getting it back, and you literally have to kill hundreds of people and sell their organs to make a return on your investment. I calculated out. I'm pretty sure they gave them like a third of the value of a human body.
Um, I don't know. It was like 100 million yen each, right?
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. It was like a lot of money.
Yeah, so it was $1 million per person, and it was like one in every 1,000 person participated or something like that.
Something insane.
Yeah. So just billions upon billions of dollars being cashed out. What fucking bank has this? None of them.
And why did they do this? What is the point of this?
But don't you see he's wearing the Squid Game mask? That means he likes money.
But like the idea behind Squid Game is you give a bunch of money to one person after you've already reaped the benefits of using their lives as money making material. That's how
Yeah.
Squid Game makes sense. Well, at least sort of. I
I
don't.
think
I don't
shows like
actually. I don't
this.
actually know what happens after the first season of Squid Game. I only know roughly what happens in the first season.
Yeah, I think shows like this only exists for like low IQ third worlders because it makes them think.
Oh man, what would I do if I had like more $1 billion, man? Like, how would I
Dude,
do this?
that person's poor. Oh my god. I'm poor.
It could be me. But yeah, I yeah, I didn't think this was good at all. I would absolutely not recommend it. One of my most hated shows this season, as I say for like the second or third time. Yeah, this is your show. I like was entirely checked out of this one. I just didn't really feel much about it one way or the other. The only thing I
This
held on to is the fact that more powerful people have deadly blood to like weaker yokai and whatnot.
that is the most glaring flaw in the show. So you got Nanoka, she goes her parents die years ago in a car crash that she miraculously survives. Years later she's in high school and some classmates want to go to that place cuz they hear it's haunted. They don't know she's connected to it, but they go. As soon as she passes through the gate that's like nearby, she gets transported to the past where a monster attacks her. Um Now this is where the glaring problem comes in because when she bleeds, she's more powerful than the monster, so the blood just melts the monster and kills it instantly.
Yeah,
So yeah, this awakens her Ayakashi power, and Mao, who she meets when the monster attacks, exists, and so she has to go back in time to meet him and figure out what's going on with her body, which is basically just puberty. And her blood kills things. So this is like a
I
this
mean
is a
this
metaphor
has
for
this
women's
feels like it has
bodies.
a lot of similarities to Invincible.
Basically.
Because yeah, she once she grows up to a certain age, she realizes that she's actually a demon. Like she's straight up demon blooded.
Mhm.
She's just not like a fully evil demon. She just has demon blood, and she just like has these superpowers. She can like jump around, go really fast, and her blood kills people.
It's not just her blood though, it's there's like a demon hierarchy, and if
Yes.
you're above a different demon, then your blood melts them, and how does any demon fight anything, any other demon, when it's just instantly solved by blood?
Yeah, I guess we did not get that far. Did you have any interest in keep watching? You liked a little more than I did, but did you actually want to
I
keep
liked it a
watching
little bit
this?
more. If I keep watching I'm able to watch it by myself, so if I keep watching it, I will let you know how it goes.
Yeah, I do not have any plans to do so. For me, it was like blah blah blah.
Mhm.
This is just
This
like
is the first time it's being adapted, but I believe it's an older property.
yeah, it looked pretty darn old. I think it was like from the 70s or 80s.
It's certainly an older art style. It's a Inuyasha Ranma art style.
Let's see if I can get a date on it for the manga.
I mean, with the plot being what it is, it feels old.
Oh, I think maybe they're just trying to emulate the old style because it says like 2019, so it's a new series, but with trying to emulate old styles.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
And it does its job, well.
yeah, like Inuyasha started in the 90s, and this one started recently. Yeah, it definitely seems like it's gonna try for the Inuyasha demographic. Like it's definitely trying to aim a little bit more at women, I think, with just the art.
Mhm.
That's just a random assumption. Yeah, Marriage Toxin. This is the trap show of the season. The show, the blonde one. That's not a girl. That's a trap. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're paying attention more to this one. I think I got the gist of it, but I think you can explain it a little bit better.
Yeah, so here's the question I pose to you. Incel Chud son or Lesbo daughter? You're a family of master assassins that use poison, okay? You got to pass down that family line, and you're gifted two beautiful children that refuse to get married and have kids.
They just won't have sex. Shinzo
They
Abe
just
would
won't.
be so sad.
Exactly. So now you're gonna force the lesbian daughter to have a kid unless the incel chud gets his shit together. And so he decides to hire someone he was hired to kill. Uh, yeah, he decides to hire
Yep.
someone he was hired to kill, which is the trap marriage swindler lady.
Was he gonna pretend to
Wow.
be married to her or him?
Yes.
Yeah, he was gonna pretend to be married to the trap so that he could stave them off until he can actually produce an heir.
Yes.
Also, it looks like he has yaoi hands in this picture. You could like see because like it is just perspective, but it looks like that he's holding the trap in his arms, and then his hand is just as
It
big as his
does.
waist.
You know what? I think it is that. I think he is holding the trap.
It might actually be that too. You might actually be that.
But she's like in between his arm and his leg. So yeah.
He actually has the yaoi hands, man. That's actually it is. It actually is that.
So every character in the show is gonna be a guy. Also,
Oh, there's one girl. There's one
the
girl.
jokes are terrible.
Uh,
Well, yeah, his sister, the gay one.
yeah, and her lover. Yeah, this is absolutely a yaoi show. This is like 1000% a yaoi show. I didn't get far enough into it to see more of it, but that's 100%, 1000%
Mhm.
a yaoi show.
The the main character, he's like the main source of jokes is that he's just incompetent in everything except poisoning people. And so when he goes to like a matchmaking event, he can't get a single number.
He just like
It's
comes
kind of
off as a
pathetic. The
complete
jokes
yeah. He comes off as like complete creep. He's like, I am extremely wealthy.
it's not fun. The jokes are tired. Get rid of it, get it out of here. It looks mildly good. The animation is not that bad.
Yeah, I thought that was fun, but yeah, no, it was not fun. Like maybe if you're a woman, you'll like the gay undertones, but not me. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
one I liked better than you, but still not enough to keep me watching. Mistress Kanan is devilishly easy. Kanan comes to the human realm to feed on human souls and is instantly ensnared by a dense human who thinks she was asking him out, not trying to steal his essence. She's hot, so he agrees. He agrees to go out with her, and it turns out she actually likes that. She's biding her time. uh, and instead just starts dating him. And yeah, I thought it had decent comedy, but I mean, it's just kind of decent. I don't think there was really that much compelling about it. It's like the setting is like extremely generic. It's like, the girls are hot. I guess there is some reasons to keep watching it, but it wasn't quite enough for me. It was just okay.
Agreed.
Yeah, jokes aren't all bad, but you've probably heard them before and probably better. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
described the show pretty well. I mean, other than just having better writing, I don't think there's anything the show could do to really appeal to me. That's about it.
The main character could not look weird, but then again, this show is right after it, so it kind of wipes it away.
The Nippon Sangoku, the three nations of the Crimson Sun. Nobody has any idea how Japan got to its current situation. The show presented in following episodes multiple different explanations for what happened. One of them was like a nuclear holocaust. One was like global warming, but now it doesn't matter because it really doesn't matter.
It never mattered.
Japan just went backwards in time. Their technology regressed, and there's three factions, just like the Three Kingdoms period in China. That's all it is. It's
Yeah.
just Sengoku Jidai all over again. Whatever excuse we need to get there is what we're gonna use.
China slop.
Yeah, and the start of the show is Aoteru's wife was murdered by a corrupt local official because she angered him, and this leads to him to conclude that he must work to change the future by either himself or helping someone else take over Japan and institute a new order. I don't think it would fix your problems because that corrupt local official is just going to get replaced by the same exact guy. You are not going to be able to monitor all these people, and that is the entire point of the feudal system is you cannot actually maintain order in all of these places yourself. You have to delegate, and you cannot keep an eye on these people all the time. So it just naturally happens. So yeah, his goal is kind of untenable in the first place.
But he's gonna try to do it, and he's gonna recruit the worst people imaginable to do it.
Yeah, I was thinking watching it's like sometimes a little contrivance is okay because you need a little bit extra to kick off your story. But when there's too many stupid events that happen back to back, it loses all believability. And this show did that quite a bit for me in terms of the combat or like the action set pieces. Like one of the ones that happened was whatever nation that he was in was getting invaded by somebody else at the time, and it's pure idiocracy. These guys have no idea what they're doing, and apparently they're standing on top of like a decrepit like a bridge, like a highway kind of thing, right? An overpass
Mhm,
kind of thing.
mhm.
So they're all just standing on top of a bridge, and nobody noticed that the enemy had snuck up on them from below and just climbed up the concrete pillars, and then they just allowed them to keep climbing up and kill their commander and just shoot everybody else in the face.
There is a scene where there's, like, 5 of them threatening 2 guys, but then there's, like, hundreds of guys on top of the bridge that could easily fend them off,
Yeah,
and they just don't.
yeah. So yeah, there's just like so many different little bits of like that doesn't make any sense. I don't know how this is happening. I actually like the art style. I find it compelling. It's definitely trying to do its own unique thing. There's parts of it that feel fairly artistic, but the plot feels very weak and not cohesive. So that caused a lot of
Mhm.
issues for me. There's things I wanted it to be and things that never got around to being. So yeah, it did not hit the mark for me. Maybe it will for you, but I didn't like it. Pardon the intrusion. I'm home. Rinko can't have shit in this house. Is that the main character's name?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Rinko is the name.
Yeah, she is like a super otaku weeb. Her house is covered top to bottom in a bunch of anime garbage. And after slaving away all day at work, all she wants to do is watch some anime. But every time she puts on anything that isn't the one her like specific favorite anime, the neighbor is banging on his wall repeatedly. For one, this would not fly. You could just contact the building manager, tell them tell them what's happening, and yeah, just you don't have to care. Or if you don't want to cause a commotion, just get some ear, just get some
Earbuds.
yeah, just get some earbuds.
Watch on your phone like a like a
Yeah,
sad
just
person.
get some head. No, I mean just literally just get some headphones, get some earbuds, get something. You don't have to confront them. The sound will be off, and you could watch whatever you want. You don't have to care about it anymore. But you could also just contact the building manager and say, hey, this guy is pounding on the wall at all hours of the night. And get them to do something about him. Get them to deal with it. It's their problem. They're the people renting to you. And this results in him breaking down the wall.
Mhm. Her other neighbor tries to help her. He enters the apartment, bangs back when he starts banging, and then the wall comes down.
Yeah. They don't get in a fight. He just tears down the wall and reveals that he is actually sexy mangaka of her favorite show, and he gets angry at her for watching things that aren't the best show ever made, which is his show.
Yeah.
Also, he somehow is banging on the wall all the time. He even though he's sitting at a desk that's like on the opposite side of the room. That's never explained, and we don't get to find out either. But also, he just kind of
He
takes
can't
over.
work because he can't work because he's always running over to the other side of the room to bang on the wall.
He also just kind of invades her apartment whenever he feels like it and demands food because he likes her food.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy the comedy. It just felt a step too far. It didn't feel like it had any kind of grounding or logic to it. I did not like it.
Yeah, so, might as well talk about episode 2. She goes to the black-haired neighbor's apartment to try and watch anime while the mangaka is sleeping, and eventually he wakes up, hears the anime, and breaks down his wall too. So now she has a hole in the wall of both their apartments, and they all get to live together in some gay polycule or something.
Yeah, that's the show. I don't like it. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, it ain't fun.
There's a lot of like stinkers this season. That's one of them. And here's another one. Petals of Reincarnation. Some people are able to call on their powers of their past lives, but only after they cut their own throats. That's the
Indeed.
thing. Yeah, that's it. And the villain protagonist, because the main character gets a thief ability as his reincarnator power, which allows him to steal the abilities of other people. He immediately goes mad with power and vows it goes the strongest, stealing the abilities of any he can get his hands on. Dude is completely irredeemable. The action was not entertaining. The little effects of the pedals seem very dumb. I did not see anything I wanted to see here. It's just a bland action show with a dumb gimmick.
And it's censored all to hell, so
Yeah.
it's extra, like, gay.
Yeah, I remember seeing some people talk about it before the season came out that there was supposed to be like a lolly Hitler kind of person in there, and then the Nazi references got scrubbed, even though we're working off of historical stuff, which always annoys me.
Mhm.
Yeah, Pell's reincarnation, absolute garbage. Here's the one finally that I would say I liked and I would recommend. Even a replica can fall in love. After wishing on a star one night, Sanao gains the ability to summon a perfect copy of herself, which she naturally used to skip school all the time. But as time progresses, she becomes more and more detached from the world as she spends less time in it, just growing to dislike going to school and just disliking and just like kind of abusing like now and letting her
Mhm.
do all the boring stuff while she gets to goof off all the time. But it doesn't make her happy. She doesn't even more satisfied by doing this, and she comes to resent now for being happy with going to school. And even though now is like a perfect replica, as we go on, it seems like she's going to start drifting further and further away from being the same person as Sanao. That she very much has her own thoughts, and even if she gets like resummoned every time, she definitely still retains some of her personality. She definitely retains her personality from before.
Mhm.
Yeah, then
She maintains all of the originals. She gains all the new memories from the original, and she maintains all of her previous ones.
yeah. And Sanao does not actually get any of the memories that now creates because she doesn't get them back when she unsummons her. She has to tell her what happened instead. She has to tell her
Mhm.
about what happened like at school and whatnot. Yeah, like I mentioned, like Sunao got exactly what she wanted out of her wish, and she gets to use it how she wanted to. But it doesn't make her happier. She seems to be becoming more depressed over time and upset with like how her life is, and angry with now herself. Yeah, and it seems like we are gonna get actual plot moving forward. That's another reason I like the show so far too. We haven't even really been introduced to the side characters at all. It's really just her and the club mate, and then the love interest.
Mhm.
So yeah, I've really enjoyed the first two episodes so far, and I would definitely recommend it. It feels like it's got good drama going on. I think the romance could definitely bud into something nice. Yeah, I really like the setup we have for the show. It feels like there's a lot of opportunities for it to different ways for it to end up. Maybe like now helping Sanao actually be happy with her life. Maybe Sanao will just let now keep existing eventually and just like go their separate ways, stuff like that.
I think I understand how the memories thing works. So it's just they don't get the memories from when they are separate people, but they have the same memories when they're the same person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I definitely recommend this one. This is one of my top recommendations for the season.
Mhm.
In my ridiculous reincarnation, the protagonist dies an embarrassing death, but he gets reincarnated eventually. Because of his poor stats, nobody wants to buy him at the auction house of the gods to send back to their own world, so he's sent to the scrap heap and is forced into increasingly silly reincarnation scenarios until he can find one where he's happy. So the way it works is that because he didn't actually get selected by anybody, he gets put on the wait list, and he basically just gets to put his name in a queue to reincarnate in specific scenarios. But there are a limited amount of specific scenarios you can reincarnate into. Like if you want to be the hero of an adventure or something, there's only one guy who gets to reincarnate as that. So yeah, unless you're willing to wait a couple 100 million years, you're just gonna sit there waiting until that spot's open. But he's like, I would like to do something now, so he get his first reincarnation is getting reincarnated as like the 13th left rib of the hero, or right rib, one of the two. Yeah, he literally reincarnates as a rib. That's his first reincarnation. It doesn't get sillier than that, but there's increasingly insane scenarios that happen. Just like these anything you can think of, any of these crazy worlds that you can get reincarnated to. They didn't really impose any kind of limit on themselves for what they would not for what these worlds would look like, any kind of like similarities. There's just so many different crazy things happening in each episode. It was a joy to follow.
Mhm. And the show is basically just, a sitcom where the dude's telling the girl a story of what he did today,
Yeah.
and it just gets crazy and wackier, and it has different, animation styles for every story. It's fun.
Yeah, like that helps extra sell the uniqueness of it. There
Mhm.
is one prevailing trait is it seems like every world has like 12 heroines in it. The same like 12 heroes. The art style for them changes, but they definitely have the character designs are the same, interpreted in different art styles, which is kind of funny. So yeah, definitely very fun. Probably it might be my favorite comedy this season. I can't remember if I don't. From what I remember, most of the other ones are like the romances and stuff. Yeah, I think it might be my favorite comedy this season. I thought it was really good. Very unique kind of thing going on. Absolutely recommend it.
Mhm.
Rooster Fighter. This was trash. Rooster fights demons. It's just too damn annoying. It seems like it wants to be comedic while telling a serious story with like dramatic backstory and like uh, him him being unable to defend his like wife or whatever from being eaten by a demon. But there's just constant chicken noises of him going and other stupid stuff, making it the most grating show that I have ever watched. I don't think I've ever watched a show with worse soundscape than this one. Because I didn't watch
Uh,
Berserk 2016 or
that is a
2017.
perfect description.
Yeah, this is painful to watch. I would highly advise you avoid it. Oh, look who wrote their thing but didn't finish up their slide. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, this is a shonen backstory speedrun that somehow makes showing worse than telling. Giant alien eels, like, oh yes, giant alien eels crashing on Earth from outer space the tech being developed to stop them, the MC becoming an ace pilot, the MC growing up, the giant spaceship being developed and deployed, and then destroyed within a couple of minutes, then the Earth going through an apocalypse while he was in space. This was a single episode. This is
Yeah.
a single episode just rushed to hell and back. Like you could take the premise of everything from like the alien invading to him arriving back on Earth, and you could stretch that to 12 episodes easily.
You could stretch that to a whole episode of Invincible.
It was as jarring as it sounds. I don't even know why we bothered telling the backstory like that when we it did nothing made sense anyways. It does not help explain how we're it does not help explain how we got to our current situation at all. Yeah, it turns out the guy is alone, and then he just has to yeah, lonely guy is alone in a post-apocalyptic way, addition to the my best friend is dead way. That's
Yeah,
good
his best
writing.
friend was a robot that sacrificed himself, and now he's more alone than he was before.
Yeah, and then he's gonna try to find people on Earth somewhere in the snowball hell of an Earth.
Yeah, he has the goal of 100 friends. Woohoo!
I don't think we had that. I don't think that was. Wait, oh no, he did. I
That
forgot.
was
He
real.
did
That
have
was
that
real.
before we had the apocalypse and before the big spaceship got blown up by the eels.
Yeah.
Yeah, the classroom of the Black Cat and a Witch. Yeah, there's the little pink girl. She wants to really become a mage. Her purple hair friend is actually already coming along as a mage. Yeah,
Mhm.
she the back story is that Spica was saved by the eponymous cat before he got turned into a cat. And that is what inspired her to want to become a magician. And it turns out that she has just the correct type of magic needed, or like her magic specialty is like nature, earth, growth kind of magic, revitalization magic, something like that, like
Yes,
life
that was
magic,
it. Rejuvenation or something.
rejuvenation. So yeah, she actually has the correct magic to be able to cure him, but she can only cure him from his cat disease if she's actually as strong as he is,
Mhm.
which is going to be tough. And he is going to spend the series trying to help her get stronger so she can become a first class mage. And yeah, we go through the plot beats of the wax on, wax off, and then we have her fighting a big golem, and she was secretly being graded the whole time. And the school instructor was like, "You did good beating that golem, so you are automatically admitted to the Magic Academy." Which I mean, I talked during the episodes. I think that's fair. Like she did something pretty
It
impressive.
is fair.
That's yeah. Like they definitely graded it fairly. It's like it wasn't. I think saying it's secretly graded is like it's technically the same trope, but that's not exactly how it resulted. It's not like they set up the golem attacking them.
They did.
They did. I thought it. Oh wait, you're
They
right. They
did.
did. Fuck. I thought it.
Yeah.
I didn't
No, I
think.
was more so pointing out that we're getting a very basic story with the comedy being what's pushing it forward. Like, we haven't mentioned it yet, but the way she cures the cat disease, even briefly, is by blowing into his ass. Like, it's not
Yeah.
the comedy is very, crude, but it's a little fun. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I didn't really find it like I didn't really find it that funny. It seems like a pretty basic plot. I think it can be engaging because we're gonna see progression. Like that's something that keep it engaging is like seeing the progression of her grow as a mage and become more skilled. It's something that can be
Mhm.
entertaining on its own, but it hasn't really done anything to set itself apart yet. So yeah, it's like it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's probably one of the first shows we drop. It's one. It's like the last show we're still watching out of like our 16 shows that we have on our docket right now. It's like the last one we have watching still. Yeah, it's all right. It's fair enough to check out. I don't think it's really doing anything big. You're not really gonna miss anything by not watching it. That's probably how I'd put it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, season 4. It's another meeting episode. People give Rimuru updates on things that are happening. The upcoming villains, like, if you haven't heard of slime by now, it's like the guy just gets reincarnated as a slime. That's what happens. He absorbs things, he gets stronger, and he starts building up a village. It's kind of like farming life, but it's much higher power scaling, and he's actually going out to like maybe not rule the world, but he does a lot more fighting of big bads and like big enemies and stuff like that, and he's like so much more powerful than the farming life protagonist. And and like at this point, the villain doesn't feel very compelling because of how absurd his power level and like how strong everybody else around him is. And he's like friends with some of the other strongest people in the world too. So it feels hard to really present a villain, make that like a compelling thing, at least not from a combat standpoint. People could contest him on a world stage standpoint and like in terms of economics and like politics, but in terms of like actual power level, it doesn't feel like there's anybody who really challenges him anymore. More people who are on the same level as him, but most of those, none of those people are really interested in fighting him right now. So yeah, it doesn't feel like he has a compelling enemy to be fighting right now, and that's why we're kind of just treading water inside the city, not really doing anything. That's kind of hard for a long running series because you have these characters building up for so long, but then it's hard to actually place something in front of them that's a valid obstacle that actually challenges them. And that's why I feel like we're kind of in a rut here with season 4 now. I think the end of season 3 felt pretty good, but like now going forward, it's like, well, yeah, now what else do we do? He's so powerful.
Well, we get more meetings. The people in the meetings tell them what they did today.
What did you eat
I
today,
it's
Michael?
no. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but it is, very much you've got it, nail on the head with, how the villains are acting. We see them fighting in this, thumbnail right here, but they need to be contesting him. It was the first few seasons, they were fighting against him in the shadows, and they were trying to manipulate people into being against him, and now they're just outright fighting him. It's not as interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't feel like this season is going to be as compelling as some of the other stuff we've seen previously. It doesn't feel like there's as much stakes here because they're just less threatening to him because they don't really have cards they can play properly. And we'll see where what it tries to push and prod to make it feel more dramatic, but it doesn't feel like there's. It doesn't feel as engaging. And that's how I'd put that one. So yeah, I've enjoyed my time with reincarnated slime, but I might be falling off of it now.
Fair.
Drops of God. This is one I'm not gonna watch. Number one because I'm not a fart sniffing asshole. Yeah, the plot I wrote down was guy hates his father and doesn't want to follow in his footsteps as a wine critic. So, said father, on his deathbed, decides to adopt a wine prodigy to challenge our main character to his father's entire fortune. And their challenge is to correctly identify 12 wines from his enormous collection. Like, I remember. I think the wines were called like the. I don't remember if they're called the Drops of God or if they had like some. They had like some special monikers, like some really good
That's what
wines.
they're called. They're called the drops of the
Okay,
gods.
they are the Drops of God. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to deduce like exactly what this wine is from like the smell, taste, and color and whatnot. I just don't care about wine at all. Like that's like the big one. It's like I don't care about wine, sommelier-ness, like these characters. Like I just am not at all engaged by
Well,
anything it's presenting me with.
you have to understand, our main character doesn't care about wine either, but he cares about money.
Yeah.
Now he cares about wine.
Yeah. And he has the genetics of being a fart sniffing asshole too. So
He does.
I guess he's good at it.
He's just immediately the best sommelier. Sommelier.
Sommelier.
Sommelier,
Did
yeah.
you want to
Sommelier.
watch this one at all or did you hate it too?
I was actually fine with the show, but it's not
You're
that good.
into it.
It's a slop show.
Yeah, it's definitely
It
it is
actually
very much. It's not like Food Wars. I would say it's like it is very much an action. It is actually it is very much a shonen.
mhm. It was actually, fuck, what's it
It's
called?
been adapted twice. Otherwise, yeah.
Yes, this is its second adaptation is what I
No, no,
meant to say.
third.
3rd?
Japanese and Western Netflix. I don't remember if
Wow.
I don't remember what the first Japanese one was or whatever, but I know there have been at least one or two TV productions. I think there's been two TV productions for this.
Yeah, I only saw the one, but I guess if there's this
Yeah,
would be
there's
the
like
3rd
one
one then.
Western and one Japanese one, I believe, is what it was. I think it was like might have been European. Yeah, I know this has been adapted at least twice before. This is the third adaptation of Drops of God, so you might have already seen this if you're like a fart sniffing asshole.
You're saying this is the greatest story ever told.
No, That would be Berserk. It had more adaptations than this, so I don't
True,
know.
more adaptations means better.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're good or not. Yeah, the klutzy class monitor and the girl with the short skirt. A delinquent girl and a studious, very dense guy. Well, I guess he probably isn't the most dense of all protagonists, but I'd still probably classify him the same kind of
I
grouping.
feel like he's just blunt.
Yeah, maybe that. One of the two is like he's definitely a pretty typical male protagonist, nothing too crazy. But he
Mhm.
does have a hard time living up to his position as like the class monitor. The I think he might have had some other designation too. I forgot what it was though. Yeah, he has a higher position. He's supposed to be a standard people hold themselves up to, kind of like a student council position or whatever, with that kind of level of prestige that anime gives it. But his qualities as a student are more similar to hers than someone of his supposed standing, as both of them end up having to stay late after class because they didn't get their homework done on time. Yeah, the two often come into conflict over her dress code violations, and after they both had to stay one day late for school, he decides to walk her home, and they discover they're actually neighbors. And the reason they never met each other before is because they were on the specific divide that ensured that they would go to a different school zone when they were like in middle school or elementary school, one of the two. Whatever last school they were at. I think it was middle school.
They are walking home, and she says, "You know, that school you went to, if I was 3 houses down, I would have gone to that school."
Yeah,
And then he's 3 houses down.
she says exactly that. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't even think it was poorly executed. I thought it was totally fine for what it was, but the art style is absolutely what turned me away from it. I despise how the protagonist looked. He looks so ugly.
The main girl looks okay, but she cannot carry it.
No. And just like the general art style, the way they do the coloring, it is not appealing to me. It's like if they just had a better art style, like the art style was just different, maybe I could get into it. Maybe I'd want to watch some of it, but no, the art style really killed the whole show for me. If you can get around that, if you actually like the art style, it might be worth checking out. But I really did not like it, and I would not recommend it because that's to my taste. It's not to my
Mhm.
taste. So
I do think I do want to praise the show for one thing. I like that the entire student council is just these delinquent boy tropes.
yeah. That's true because we already had the. I think that the guy was like a Sukeban type. Like he has the big
Yes.
jacket and whatnot, like the biker delinquent.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is funny. Like it has totally solid elements there, but the art style is so embarrassingly bad. It really kills the whole thing for me. That is really all there is to it. I could definitely see myself enjoying it, but the art style very much kills it. Yeah, it's really that simple. Nothing else to it. Yeah, the most heretical last boss queen from Villainous to Savior season 2. I thought we actually dropped it. I thought I already dropped it at the end of last season. I wasn't planning on watching season 2. Then
We
we were like,
did.
we did finish season 1, so I guess we could check it out. Probably should have just left well enough alone. Yeah,
Yeah.
the girl reincarnated a story where their character genuinely did do really evil shit before. She used slave magic to make a boy murder his own mother and then laughed in his face after forcing him to do that. So
Based?
that is where the protagonist was in the original story, so she wants to do the opposite of that. That is her goal. Oh yeah, I also mentioned she was a child when that happened. She was like 10. So yeah, she was a psychopath from birth in the original timeline, but now she's got reincarnated as a villain. She's like, I want to do the opposite of that. I'm not doing that. I'm going to make things good for people. We are not going down that road. But the problem is, it takes its time, and I thought a lot of the dialogue in like the first two episodes was very bad. I enjoyed reading some of the manga up to around the end of season 1, I believe. Like that's about how
Mhm.
far I got into it. I liked it, but watching the anime here, the dialogue really drags. The dialogue was clunky. It did not flow very well. It dragged down the whole experience. Like even if I could enjoy the story in a vacuum, it's not presented well, and I wouldn't recommend it as anime. And I dropped it.
The twists are very obvious and not that interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not like there couldn't be good stuff done here, but it's just not a well told tale. Yeah, some people just don't have the artistic skill to pull it off. Probably could have used more editing and stuff like that. Like lots of light novels and stuff really just need to get edited down. Lots of them don't have good editors. The strongest job is apparently not a hero or sage, but an appraiser. Provisional. I don't remember much from this show other than the fact that the elf has big boobs and her clothes do not contain them properly. I was not really I was not able to pay attention. It just lost me.
I I think that's all that happens, my guy.
I think that's everything that happens. Yeah, there wasn't a single isekai thing here I got interested in. I guess episode 3 was just gonna introduce the kobold dude and his lolly, but it was not interesting enough to make me want to keep it. That's
Do you
all
think
I
that's
got for
enough?
it. That's all I got for this.
First off, I see a boy with his harem. I don't see 2 men there.
The kobold guy.
I don't know, they're wearing breast armor, so you never know.
I'm gonna assume that's a guy. I don't
Well,
actually.
I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know. I didn't like the first episode. I was like, this kind of stinks, and then we dropped it.
Yeah.
Ramparts of Ice. This is from the creator of Polar Opposites, which was airing last season and will be airing next season. Another romance story, but this one feels quite different. Very, very much because of the protagonist. The protagonist, like the very opposite. She's a very quiet, reserved kind of person, very cold and standoffish towards those trying to talk to her. At least outside, she has the Ice Queen archetype very much.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's the most unapproachable girl in school. Men who accidentally bump into her pass out from one look at her face. Her best friend, who is the most sociable girl in school, kind of like a tomboyish athlete type, is her only friend. I don't think she even was like a tomboy athlete. It's just like her gankiness that she had to her,
I
her
mean,
energy.
short hair, she's like a basketball queen.
Oh, she was basketball. Okay, I was gonna say I
Yeah.
don't even remember if she was actually a sports person or not, but she has the vibe of it, so it's close enough anyway. And then one day
Yeah.
she bumps into the same guy 3 times. This means they're gonna fall in love. Yeah,
That is the rule.
this seems to be like a small friend group kind of thing. It should have a decent bit of slice of life content to it. And it's more of a slow burn romance instead of polar opposites where they like smash into each other and literally like start the relationship the same day or like the second day after like talking to each other when the show started. Yeah, this one's gonna be slower. This is more grounded. The energy is very different. You could say opposites of the other series that the creator made. I was not at all engaged in this because of the nature of the way the story is told, the way the characters interact with each other is just slower and more laid back, less energy to it. So yeah, not as entertaining. Still pretty okay, I thought. Still watching it for now, but it's probably a little bit on the lower. It's on the lower half of my list for sure.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it was fine, but yeah, it doesn't have the same kind of interestingness that Polar Opposites had. It does not carry itself in the same way. The Warrior Princess and the Barbaric King. Seraphina has a heroic last stand against the leader of the barbarians and is defeated. But because of her strength, Veor decided to capture her as his bride. Guy with a beard. Yeah, and this is the female fantasy. I can't find anything to support my assumption because the author's name is male, it's listed as male on different sites. It could be a pen name. It really feels like this was written by a woman. Like, come on now. It's like this girl is kidnapped and forced into marriage. This is exactly what women want. Yeah, I mean, we had some pretty decent little funny bits here and there of like her resisting, thinking she's going to be like killed or whatever. So, worked as a slave, and just like, no, you can't do this to me. You wouldn't. And he's like, no, I wouldn't do that. We're not gonna. No, I want you to be my wife, so I want you to be clean and stuff like that.
No, that's worse.
Ah, ah, ah. Uh, I thought it was pretty fun. It was a nice, solid show. It may like lose its unique or its interesting qualities. It may just like kind of droll out, but for now, I'm enjoying it. Oh yeah,
Yep.
also
I mean, there's so much to say.
yeah, I also had the tag incest maybe. Because we learned that his mother was also captured in battle, almost certainly from the same kingdom, even if her mom is not related to Serafina. But they might be. They might be related.
If you just keep sending female knights to this kingdom to fight them and they keep getting married into it, you're just feeding them.
But yeah, it definitely seems to imply that there could be some connection between Serafina and the barbarian warrior's mom, because they're about the same age. Serafina and Vior are about the same age. Even though he looks older because of his beard, they're actually like a couple years apart at most.
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll probably see a little bit more on her family because they brought it up a couple times now about like Vior's mother has eyes like hers. It's something I believe they specifically mentioned. So we'll see where it goes with that one. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Definitely seems like a fun little comedy. The very much the premise of the show is the thing that makes it interesting the most for me, and that's what's gonna make me keep watching it. All right, getting towards the end here. There's actually two more. Yeah, Witch Hat
Two more.
Atelier. A girl comes, or a girl who is obsessed with magic comes in possession of a tome which lets her learn how to use it, but she's unable to control it and accidentally casts a dangerous spell which creates a prison of ice, freezing her entire home with her mother inside. She's only saved by Kefri, who decides to teach her how to use magic because it turns out anyone can actually use magic, but the like it is very carefully guarded because of the fact that anybody can use magic. So they keep it very insular, only to people they approve of, and then they kill people who are not inside their coven to keep the secret of magic safe.
Yes.
And that's something they've been doing for like some odd hundreds of years, I assume. That's kind of what's implied by the little bits of backstory we get in the first two episodes. And honestly, I enjoyed it. This is probably one of my favorite shows of the season for the first two episodes. But I also see on Twitter many, many different things suggesting that the show is very libtarded. One aspect of that I saw in the episode itself was when they talked about we banned all of the magic that can hurt people. Bullshit, you can. There are so many ways magic that does anything could be used for evil. It's impossible to just say you banned it. The primary elements of like heat and cold, water, and they have telekinesis powers. They can use wind, earth magic. They can create spires. They can fly around. There's no way that you could just say, "Oh, you can't hurt people with this." I get the idea that they can restrict certain spells, but you can't just say that we ban magic that can hurt people. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, like I said, on top of all the other spoilers, like I saw a picture from the manga of a character with vitiligo. Yeah, and I also saw like other stuff about the author being like very pro WEF, World Economic Foundation, and like very pro leftist, and like other leftists being really happy about Witch Hat Atelier and praising it. Like, yeah, she's like very pro Western and stuff. The author is, so yeah, it's like it's fun for now, but I also just very much anticipating the point where it turns into slop because it feels like
Yeah.
it will at some point. I feel like it's inevitable. Yeah, do you have any extra feelings about it?
No, you pretty much covered them all. I don't think any of the characters are particularly interesting, but they're all very pretty to look at, except for that guy in the background who hasn't appeared yet.
The guy with the beard, the guy with the goatee. You have something
Yeah.
against guys with goatees?
Well, I just think it's weird that there's two guys training four little girls how to use magic. I feel
Is
like
it
there
the
should
one
be
on the
more than
left, a
one.
guy?
Yeah, the one on the left is a guy.
The bottom left, yeah, the purple hair.
No, no, that's a girl.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah,
tell
no, it's four.
sometimes. I
Yes, it's
am the,
four
I
girls.
am the shonen protagonist who'd get fooled by the tomboy childhood friend
Every time.
every time. But honestly, like really good introduction, like really beautiful music, stunning visuals. It has everything you'd want to see in an anime, but I am kind of worried about the libtardness of the story.
Of the author.
I no, I mean, like I said, there was a character with vitiligo. I assume there's gonna be other woke tard shit in there at some point.
Hmm.
Nobody puts a character with vitiligo in their story for non woke reasons. It doesn't exist, man. I guarantee you.
What if it's like a Michael Jackson type character?
No. I don't believe it. No, like the I've only ever seen vitiligo used by the most woke of the woke. So seeing that appear in any story is like a blaring red siren to me.
I
Yes.
see.
So yeah, that very much gets my cojones up. And the last show, I'm pretty sure it's the last one, yeah. And it's shows
Yeah.
we didn't cover. Yeah, Yowa Yowa Sensei, a teacher with huge boobs, is bad at communicating and gets hurt easily. And she's very shy, so she can't talk to people. Somehow she teaches a class and hasn't gotten fired yet for incompetence. Um, yeah, it didn't really give me that much hate, but it was probably the most uninteresting show this season. Which isn't specifically worse, because if I hate it, I will usually rate it lower. But it was enough to make me drop it because there was nothing I wanted to see. There was like nothing interesting. It's like, oh man, this teacher has huge boobs. Wow, that's totally interesting.
She has huge pubes and social anxiety. Oh boy.
My social anxiety. If you want some lewd scenes with titties jiggling, knock yourself out. I did not think there's really anything compelling here, and I gave it a pretty negative score. Yeah, and then here's the list of the shows that we didn't watch. The popular ones: Rent a Girlfriend season 5. Why is that still being made? Why are people? I don't understand why it's being made. People need to stop watching it because that's garbage. People need to
Yeah.
stop. ReZero, I'm fine with that continuing. I just haven't really tried it yet. Classroom of the Elite,
Yep.
that's another one that should die. Doctor Science Stone Future, which is part 3 of the second the like after the first like full arc, or like more than full arc. Because like
Hmm.
after like the first big conflict got resolved, then we had the Science Future, and now this is part 3. There's already season 3 of Science Future, which is crazy to me. That's like basically at least 5 seasons in, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I think it's 4 seasons with the movie in between.
Okay. Yeah, then we had Vending Machine Isekai season 3, which I'm shocked that it's actually on season 3 now. I didn't even know it has. I forgot it had season 2. Yeah, then
Yep.
and some other ones. We had Angel Spoils Me Rotten season 2, which we were kind of like, that just wasn't that interesting. With Story 1 and Story definitely had some compelling bits, but ultimately just did not keep my interest. The beginning after the end season 2, that was the train wreck of its season 1. I am
I
shocked
don't
that
know how
they
it
they
gone
had already.
ever.
I'm shocked that they had signed on for two. I mean, I understand why they signed on for 2 seasons. I'm shocked that it didn't get canceled. I would be so surprised if it actually got enough viewership to warrant being sequeled. Then we had Yozakura Family season 2. That one we dropped after like one episode. I remember it was like was it a Family of Assassins too?
Yes, and the
Yeah,
dude's trying to marry into it.
yeah, something like that. Seemed kind of dumb, so we skipped it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Then we had the super gay show Go For It Nakamura-kun, so that's why we skipped that one. And there's a bunch of children's shows and short format shit you never heard of. Do you like Big Girls? I did not find the torrent for that, so we didn't watch it. And I'm not gonna bother to go back for it because I don't even know if it's up still.
I think we have to because Canadian wants to talk about it with me.
So we'll have to check it out. I'll see if I can find. I'll see if anybody uploads it, but I have not seen it yet. And there's
I make no promises. It doesn't look good, and I didn't like the manga, but like
no people say
it
it's
is what it is.
garbage. Yeah, there are some that I wanted to watch that we are not watching currently or yet. I sent us a Bookworm season 3. That is one I want to watch, but I didn't finish season 2. Yeah, I need to finish season 2. Then we
Mhm.
have Doro Hidoro season 2. And you go back and watch season 1 because it was very intriguing. I just wasn't able to keep up with it at the time. And Needy Girl Overdose, I do have the game and I want to play that. But also the anime's out. People are saying it's pretty good, so yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. I'm just not checking it out at this point.
Yeah.
And then we have the tier list of all the shows put together. Got my A plus, which is my nines. A is my eights. B plus is my sevens. B is my sixes. C plus is just like splitting up the fives and 5.5s. 5.5 is going to C plus. And C is the 5 and 4.5. And mostly just want to do that to make it so it doesn't extend out to the side, out the wazoo. Because there's a lot of shows generally I consider towards the middle of the pack. D is like 4 through 3, and then anything that is a 2.5 or below is an F tier. That's for fellow shows. I don't think I can zoom in properly on that, but can I do this? Can I like grab this thing here, like in OBS? I might be able to do that.
Why tier list when you can warble?
Why tier list when you can warble? Yeah, basically. Oh, I forgot I had the avatars on the lower section. I think I can move this here. There we go. Now I can have the avatars over the top. Yeah, I can move this here. Just messing around with the scene. It doesn't look too good, but I can see it a little bit better at least. But yeah, at the top we got the Witch Hat Atelier, Curio Fan Club, Damon's the Shadowrun, Economy, Banashi. Those have been my favorite ones so far. I still do have Slimy Sakai on a 7, but honestly, like I said, it's like I might fall out of favor with that one. Then we had Ridiculous. We have Ridiculous Reincarnation. Oh, does my cursor not? Oh, it does show up here. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Then after that we got Replicant Can Fall in Love. These aren't really ordered, but I'm saying them in order.
Hmm.
Then we have the observation log of My Fiance the Villainous. Then we have Gals Can't Be Kind to Otaku. Then we have Farming Life in Another World. And then we got Boten Kamina. Those are all my 7s. I got a large glut of stuff like right around the 7, 7.5. Because there's quite a few shows I think are good, but not really a bunch of shows that I think are really good. And then for like the 6s, I got the Warrior Princess and Barbarian King, Ramparts of Ice, Always a Catch, and Scenes of Awajima. Those are my top recommendations for like the shows I'm currently watching. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good stuff. And then the 1C plus show we're watching is the cat show, the
Hmm.
Classroom of the Black Cat. And the other two shows I had was the Ichiji Yoma and Agents of the Four Seasons. Like, I think there's definitely qualities of it. Like, the animation was quite good in Agents of the Four Seasons, but the just plot was kind of insane, which made me not that interested in keeping up with it. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And then we got a bunch of garbage that I don't really care about too much. So yeah, that is what it is.
Yeah, C tier shows we won't judge you too harshly for watching, but
If you're watching
we
shows
got
in the
this.
F tier, it's like, I mean, sorry, you just have bad taste. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, like why the fuck are you watching Snowball Earth?
You could have picked,
What enjoyment do you get out of it?
you could have picked so many better things, sir. There's so many other things out there.
Sir, have you caught up on anything else from the last 8 years?
Yeah,
No? Okay, we're gonna kill you.
we're just like, no, we're just telling you, there's other stuff you can watch. You don't have to watch this. Also, my chart's like kind of unbalanced. I'm not sure what I did with the text, like the letters, to make them out of out of order there, but I did something stupid. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's shrink this back down, fit it back on here. Messing with the OBS side of it, anyways. You know.
Do you like Liar's Game? Are you a third worlder? Comment down below.
Yeah, then there's like the little template I have here at the bottom, so I can use that for when we carry over the tier when we carry over the little slides to next season, so I don't have to remake it every time. Yeah, that's gonna be the tier list. Was there anything else you wanted to leave comment on? Because I think I'm pretty much done here. I said my piece on the shows this season.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I got my upper half of shows, and I got my lower half of shows, and I got a couple things towards the middle. Yeah,
All right, time to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourselves until we stream again in 3 weeks. Until our next stream in 3 weeks. Yeah, I mean that's it. I don't have anything else to get out here.
Yeah, pretty much.